I'm Ryan from Ryan Lives. You are watching the Ryan Lives YouTube channel. It is cold out here today. We are going to still talk about age-related fitness. Today we're going to talk about, what that really means and what you need to do to make it right. But it is cold out here, so I am taking this to the studio. I'll see you inside.
A few moments later.
Well, people, as you can see, I've had an interesting few days. I ended up in the hospital at the cardiac hospital with a cardiac event. Turns out I'm okay. Don't worry. But I went from a regular heartbeat of sinus rhythm, as it's called, to an irregular heartbeat called Atrial Fibrillation. I'm not sure, I'm not a doctor, but I think that's what it's called. And that puts us at today. All right, I'm going to tell you a little history and a little background. I'm going to explain how this came about, or at least, I don't know how it triggered, honestly. They don't know what had triggered it. It just happened. But I have a family member who was diagnosed with anyway, HOCM is what the acronym is, or also known as enlarged heart. So there's many things that cause that. Could be genetics, could be all sorts of other things, but the reality is you either have it or you don't. So she has it. And luckily, because she has been diagnosed, I was pushed hard into going to see a doctor and a cardiologist and getting tests, and I jumped all over it. I mean, the minute I found out she had it, I was in there. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I drug my heels on that. Maybe I said, I'm fine, I don't got it. Why do I need to get tested? So what ended up happening was I eventually got it done. And in that whole process, I was great. But the doctors and the cardiologists all did the same thing. They said, do you ever have shortness of breath? And I'm like, well, only after I work out. And they're like, do you ever have chest pain? I'm like, no, never. I'm like, do you ever have a heartbeat that's just really fast? I'm like, nope, never. And they're like, do you ever there's one more. I can't remember what it is. I should know. After last night, I should know. Anyway, and my answer has always been no, 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 and no. Oh, get dizzy. Do you ever just get dizzy? I'm like, no, I don't get dizzy. So I'm like, no, I don't have these four things. But thanks for asking. Thanks for doing 100 tests. Nope, I don't have it. I'm good. And then I go away on a business trip last week, and I've been working out lately. Like I've been doing 5:15 a.m., doing my workouts. You've seen on the channel. If you're a long-time listener, a member of the vast community, if you're a first-time caller, you know. I've been putting in the work. I've been doing Bowflex 3 times a week and then 2 treadmills down in the basement and still taking the dog for the old walk in the neighborhood. Not every day because it's cold out, but sometimes. So I've been doing great. I've been eating better and I'm getting healthier. Not skinnier, healthier. Yeah, all right. Anyway, at least I thought it was. And then I go to this business trip and the weights in the gym feel heavier. Like they're the same 30-pound dumbbells. Who does that? The same 80-pound dumbbells that I use at home, I use at the gym, and I'm like, wow, these are heavier. But, I was like, nah, maybe I'm just tired. It's early in the morning, whatever. And then I was like getting up to get a coffee at the gym a few times, or at the meetings. I'm like, dizzy. That's weird. And I'd walk down the hall to go to the dinner. I'm like, it's a long walk. No, it wasn't. It was like from here to that tree right there, that little guy. It wasn't a long walk. Shouldn't have been tired. But I'm fine. Don't worry. I said, whatever. No big deal. I'm just tired. Got back from the trip and I jumped on the treadmill Friday night because I skipped my Friday morning workout this week. Karma, right? I skipped a morning workout. Boom, that night. Heart fibrillation or whatever they call it. Anyway, so I skipped the workout and I saved it for Friday night. I said to myself, you know what? I can do it Friday night. I'm not going to the lake, which was saddening. But I was like, I'll just work out tonight. I got home from work. I changed into my workout gear, had supper, started watching TV. Somewhere around 9 o'clock, my wife goes, so you're not working out? I'm like, all right. I'll go close my ring, right? I needed 24 minutes to do it. So I'm like, I'll go close my ring. Look, my heart. I don't know if that showed up because it's really bright out here, but it's at, it's 82 right now, beats per minute. Okay, I digress. So I started working out and I was on the incline. I was doing a 4 incline, a 3.3 speed on the treadmill. And right away, I look at my watch because I'm like, what is going on with my heart here? And it was at 145 beats per minute and thinking for like, we got to retest this. And I'm like, that's weird. I look again, it's 178. And I'm like, don't think that's normal, but I am working out. So, I'm like an Olympic athlete, clearly. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll just clock this one in. Any workout's better than zero workout. And a bad workout is better than zero workout. So what I'm going to do is it's really bright out here. I'm going to dial down the treadmill to flat, no incline. I'm going to take that 3.3 down to 2.5. Now, I'm a tall dude. I'm about 9 feet tall. That's not true. I'm 6'2". But anyway, I'm tall. A 2.5 walking speed, I feel awkward. I'm walking, my feet they land and the treadmill isn't moving that far yet. I'm like, I need to go a little faster. But I stayed at 2.5 and I slowed it down. I'm like, I'm just mailing this sucker in. I'm not trying to beat a land speed record or anything like that. Just get me to my minutes. Let my ring be closed. Like, let's go. So the whole time I was like, whew, I come upstairs and I sit on the couch and I'm exhausted, which is weird because it was a short walk. And then I go to bed that night. Probably should have went to the hospital right there and then, but I didn't because I'm a man. So I went to bed. And then, I don't mean like I'm a man. I'm not going. I'm a man. I'm an idiot. Anyway, so I went to bed, woke up in the morning, and was tired. But I figured, I traveled this week, I'm probably just exhausted from my business trip and all that flight stuff and, everything. Then I took my dog for a walk in mid-afternoon. That's where I started the intro to this video. I'm like, hey guys, Brian from Lives, and then I'm like, oh, it's cold out. But yeah, things went downhill from there. Got home. I was exhausted. It wasn't even a long walk. It was shorter. I went over to the bridge, all the way down to that highway that I showed you guys paving last year. Came back. I'm like, screw this. I'm tired. It's cold. I'm not doing this anymore. Got home and I was just like, I got to go to bed. I am wiped. So I took a nap. Again, dumb man. Probably should have realized something's up, but didn't. Took a nap. Got up from the nap, came downstairs, and I was like, breathing heavy from walking down the stairs. And my wife goes, she looks over, she's like, you are winded from coming down the stairs, not going up them, coming down. I'm like, yeah, it's kind of weird, right? She's usually on this side. So when I'm like, I'm Tracy right now, I'm Ryan. Anyway, she's like, you're winded right now? And I'm like, yeah, weird, right? So then I'm like, I'm just going to go get a water. So I stand up and I'm like, oh, a little dizzy. Shortness of breath, I'm dizzy. And I'm like, get the water. I come back, I'm like, kind of hurts in my armpit a little bit. Like I pulled a muscle. No, not really pulled a muscle. Just like a pressure. It's kind of weird. And a little bit under my man boob here. I'm like, whatever. And I'm like, shortness of breath, dizzy, a little chest pain. I was like, uh-oh. Still could not clue in, right? Last one is my heart's racing, right? I'm like, oh yeah. Went to 178 while I'm working out, and it was like 110 sitting on the couch. I'm like, my resting heart rate is usually between 50 and 60. And I'm like, that's weird. So I have this little button on my watch, right? The little EKG, or it says ECG. I don't know if there's like some legal reason not to call it right, but whatever. I got on there, so I hit it. I hold my thumb to it or my finger or whatever, and it's counting down for 30 seconds. It's doing this. The line's going nuts. Like it's up, down, all over. It's big circles. I'm like, this looks weird. Never did that before. It ends and it says, you have an atrial fibrillation. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. We're going to say you have an AFib pulse right now. If you've never had that before, you should go see a doctor. I'm like, and actually this is exactly how it went down. I went, Tracy goes, what? And I went, well, my watch says I have an atrial fibrillation heartbeat thing, rhythm, and I should go see a doctor. And she's like, you're going. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take a shower first. So I went and took a shower and off to the hospital. Anyway, so racing heartbeat, shortness of breath, dizzy when I get up, mild but chest pain nonetheless, crazy ass heartbeat on my phone, and an AFib rhythm. It took 5 indications for me to go, shoot, something's up. I should probably go to the doctor. So I did. Now, I was a little pissed because I sat there for 12 hours in the waiting room. Welcome to healthcare in Canada. But once I got past the waiting room and into the doctor, superb. They did everything. They figured it all out. Now, if you get it fast enough, if you have an AFib, if you feel it, if your heart starts going crazy, your beats are going through the roof, and you drive straight to the hospital, they'll give you a shock like zap, and it knocks it back into sinus rhythm. You're good to go. If you don't do that, if you do what I did, which is wait probably 3 days, what happens is, because it's going so darn fast, a little spot somewhere in your heart, again, I'm not a doctor, so look this stuff up, but there's a little pool of blood that forms in there. And if it comes out, it's probably already clotted, which now means you have a blood clot in your blood system, and it goes not good. So right away I get on blood thinners, because should that come out, we need to have that in liquid form, not solid form. And now they're giving me some heartbeat regulator pill, but I was on blood pressure pills, so those go away. Well, half of them. So I take away blood pressure pill and add a heartbeat regulator pill and a blood thinner. So I've essentially, for this week, I've got a lot more pills, because it's like 4 a day of one and 2 a day of the other. They're just trying to load the system, like get it in there, get it balanced, get it stable, figuring out what we got, and then say, oh, okay, we need to fix this. So I'm on a week-long regimen of loading up the system with, I would name the pills, but all I know is it's a blood thinner and a regulator. And then I'll see my cardiologist, who I've already seen before, and he said, you have the heart of an Olympic athlete, just not the body. He said, but you can work out like an Olympic athlete if you want. And now I think he's going to say, hey, dude, you should work out at an age-appropriate level. Which brings me to this week's topic. I was already talking about age-related fitness, and now I have no choice but to do it. Whereas before, I was 25, going on 52, and I could do whatever I want. Now, not so much. I got to put the pedal to not quite the metal. I got to flutter it to where it's supposed to be and roll at the right pace. So I guess it's a way for me to like practice what I'm preaching here. I'm essentially saying, hey, you want to know what age-related fitness is? Let me fall apart and have a doctor glue me back together, and I'll tell you what it is. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now. I will still make a video this week talking about, how to implement age-related fitness. It's going to be still focusing on some strength training, some balance, and some flexibility. Those are the 3 things that we lose as we get older. Those are the 3 things that we got to keep working on as we get older, because they keep leaving us. So we got to work on them. Anyway, we will go over that. I'll talk about that now that I'm home. I won't be doing the exercises, but I will explain them. I'll explain what we're supposed to do. And next week, if everything's loaded properly medically and my doctors give me the green light, I will be working out with age-related workouts. If not, I'll be talking about what you need to do to get back to there after you have an Afib falling out, which is what I did. So that's all I've got for you. I will show you a cool little clip here. I'm going to end this video with a video of me trying to send my family a little selfie of me on the treadmill at the hotel gym. Originally, I was going to tell all of you guys, look, I remodeled my basement. Check out my gym. And I'll warn you, don't ever film yourself on a running treadmill. It doesn't go well. Anyway, that probably what started the Afib. No, it can't be. No, it could be. I don't know. Anyway, I'm done. I'm Ryan from Ryan Lives. I appreciate you guys being on this journey. If you guys have any questions at all about how I got this Afib, what made me go to the doctor, why I didn't go, like anything, ask anything you want, because if there's anybody out there who has a racing heartbeat and they don't know why, I have now decided your job is to get your butt to the hospital. I read a stat when I was at the hospital for 12 hours in the waiting room. I actually read a book. I finished a book there. It was The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. Excellent book. Everybody should get it. Anyway, I read a stat after I've done the book and I started going online about, it says 95% of men, when they feel something's wrong in sickness or anything at all, they go lie down and take a nap. They're like, a nap will fix it. I'll take a sleep. I'll be fine. 65% of women go straight to the hospital. They're like, something's wrong. Get me a doctor. Men are like, something's wrong. Get me a whiskey or a nap. Can't have a whiskey? Nap it is. So turns out the best men out there, because I'm a man, so I can talk to you guys as a man. Turns out, men out there, you should probably pay attention to what you're feeling. And if it isn't what you felt before, go see a doctor. That's what they're trained to do. So, I mean, here I am, the pot calling the kettle black, because I ignored it on Thursday. I ignored it on Friday. I took a nap on Saturday, then went to the doctor. So we're lucky, people. That last video could have been my last video, wherever that goes on here. Could have been my last video, because I had Afib instead of what they call the Widowmaker. You never know. I mean, I think my pipes are clean. I'm gonna know. I'll tell you what, the only upside to this is that every heart test there is being done on me now. So I will know at the end of this week if there's more to do or if I'm just got lucky. Strange thing to say you got lucky about, eh? Anyway, I'm Ryan from Ryan Lives. Watch this blooper coming up. Hit all the buttons down below. Subscribe, like, follow, share. I especially want this one shared. I'm watching all you people. I want this to be shared, and I want you to share it to anybody who's over 40 years old and say, watch this video. The dude's an idiot, but he's right, at least about this. Anyway, ciao for now. I'm Ryan from Ryan Lives. Ryan out. So we need to, or the three things that degenerate. Those are the three things that don't get better as we get older. I don't know how I'm trying to say this. Let's think. Those are the three things. Oops.